Bighorn sheep live in the western mountainous regions of North America, ranging from Canada to Mexico. Mature males have large curved horns. The horns are used as tools for eating and fighting. Females also have horns, but are shorter with a slight curvature. These remarkable animals are perfectly adapted to life in some of our planet's harshest environments. Most of the current bighorn sheep introductions are funded through hunter-based organizations like the Wild Sheep Foundation, as well as private foundations and individuals. Hunting has become a controversial practice in modern times. My name is Dan Cabela, and I am traveling the globe to explore the true impact hunting is having on our remaining wild landscapes. This practice goes back as far as human history can remember. But does it have a place in modern conservation? There have been bighorn sheep living in North America for thousands of years. It is a North America icon and is the official animal of the state of Nevada. Human expansion and disturbance has a negative impact on bighorn herds, as sheep are not able to live near areas of human activity. Habitat loss and fragmentation by urban development are examples of this. Also, drought and the warming climate have a negative impact. Competition from domestic livestock is also a major issue, not only for resources, but also the threat of disease, particularly pneumonia and mange. We are headed to Nevada to participate in a hands-on sheep conservation initiative. The Cabela Family Foundation is working with the Nevada Department of Wildlife to capture, test, and remove Moby-infected California bighorn sheep from the Santa Rosa Range. We're about 2 hours outside of Winnemucca. We left about 3 a.m. this morning. We've gotten out into a very remote area, pretty rugged roads, and really looking forward to put my hands on some live bighorn sheep. That's something I've never done, and this is going to be a great day for sheep conservation. Morning. You must be Jack.
Dan, how are you?
Good.
It's a pleasure to meet you in person. How was your ride up?
It was a bit rugged, a little bumpy, but I guess that's the environment we're in, so expect it a little bit.
Welcome to Nevada. Good outdoors, good sunshine, a little cloud cover day, keep us cool, but we have sheep coming in here in a minute. Helicopter's actually up. You're going to get your hands on sheep here just in a few minutes, so we're ready to roll.
I can't wait for that.
It's going to be a great day. Appreciate you being here.
Bighorn sheep in the Santa Rosa Range first became infected with Mycoplasma pneumoniae, better known as Moby, in November of 2003.
Mycoplasma is a bacteria. It came initially from domestic sheep, and in domestic sheep, it doesn't really cause too many problems. In bighorn sheep, it initiates this cascade of bacterial infection that leads to really severe pneumonia and kills sheep. What happens over time, though, is after the initial die-off of sheep, some survive and they become what we call chronic shedders. So they continuously shed the bacteria, and then every year the new lambs become infected with that bacteria and they die. And so after a time, a population starts aging out, your population starts shrinking, and you don't have that recruitment to replace your animals that are dying from other causes. So what we're trying to do here is we're testing all these animals to find those chronic shedders. When we find those chronic shedders, we're going to remove them from the population and hopefully allow that lamb recruitment to recover. We've already had some success here at the southern end of the range. We did the first stages of the Test and Remove program in the last couple years down there. And this year, we had really excellent lamb recruitment for the first time.
Capturing bighorn sheep in the mountains is no easy task.
Logistically, this is one of the toughest things that we could probably accomplish, just because we're moving for miles and miles, days on end, to try to get every population sampled.
It takes a team like this to have a positive impact on the conservation of these sheep. And everybody is doing their part to make sure that we have a successful initiative. We are undertaking to capture and test as many sheep as possible this morning, and we'll be weighing, measuring, and x-raying them, as well as collecting samples to test for various diseases, including MOVI. There's extreme heat here in the summertime, so our aim is to finish by mid-morning. The helicopter team will fly into the mountains to locate the sheep, and after located, they'll hang out with no doors on the helicopter, and they'll net gun these sheep. It's a dangerous business for sure, but these guys are prepared for it.
The helicopter, it's a MD 500, so it's a great little helicopter. It's very dynamic and very nimble, so it's perfect for this kind of work. So Mike is an extremely skilled pilot, but he's also having the wildlife background. He really knows how to read the animal and what it's about to do and where it's likely to be heading, which is quite critical to maneuver it safely to a spot, safely for the animal and safely for us as the crew. Any interaction that humans have with wildlife is intrusive, and so as a crew, as a capture crew, we're very, very aware of that. So we do every single thing we possibly can from the moment that we come onto the group with the helicopter to do what we can to minimize that.
They're getting a sedative up on the mountain that helps keep them a little calmer when they're being slung in and when they're on the table.
Once we've got the net off, hobbled, blindfold as soon as possible. Sometimes the net's all sort of around their head, so you can't actually get it on. But blindfold for sheep, it makes an absolutely massive difference to calming them down. And we always try and do things as quickly as we can just to minimize that exposure time, because you know, their temperatures are a critical part of their health. We're constantly monitoring their temperature. We have a little thermometer that we carry on us right here. In Nevada, it can get really hot here, so we also sometimes carry with us water and isopropyl alcohol mix, which is really effective at cooling these sheep down. We have purpose-built capture bags that once you've got them hobbled, then you can kind of wrangle them and put them into that bag, and then do up the little straps and get it all ready for flight ready, so it's just like a little sheep in a bag ready to fly out.
So she's a little warm. She's a 105.2. So we're cooling her off here with a bunch of cold towels. Bighorn sheep lose a lot of heat through their horns. So we're keeping her horns wrapped in cold towels. We're spraying her down on her feet and on her hooves. It's still hot. She's still hot. Let's get her some fluids because she was running for a while. So we're drawing blood to test of whether she's exposed to Mycoplasma pneumoniae or not, the causative agent of bighorn pneumonia. We're also taking nasal swabs here in a minute. That'll get sent off to a lab up in Washington State University. We'll get results back here in about a week. And any animals that are positive will then remove from the herd. It's kind of like a COVID test. And that'll tell us whether she's actively shedding or not. And that's what's killing all the lambs in these herds. So The other 4 we had this morning all had bags. So they're all lactating, which probably means that they are negative, because it's unlikely their lambs would still be surviving if they were positive. So we're trying to grow the herd. If we can clear all the chronic shedders, then we'll have the opportunity to have year after year of lamb recruitment and hopefully continue to grow this herd. Now, this mountain range is really high quality and can support a lot more sheep than are currently here.
Hunters have played the most important role in bighorn sheep conservation. They have always played a significant role in reintroductions, the creation and maintenance of national parks, and conservation management through regulated and ethical hunting.
Yeah, so we're gonna take a couple x-rays of the head here, and what we're looking for is sinus tumors. There is an association with continually or chronically shedding Mycoplasma pneumoniae when they have sinus tumors. So we're trying to better understand the dynamics that we have playing out here with the infection in this herd. So this is gonna tell us whether they have sinus tumors or not.
So it's not every day you get to put your hands on a live bighorn sheep. This is a pretty incredible conservation moment for me personally, and this is really awesome.
As the day starts to warm up, we process the last few sheep before releasing them back into the wild.
Ideally, the quicker we can get animals back on their feet and out of the capture site, the better. So a lot of animals we try to release right here. However, if we get a ewe that's lactating, so we know she has an attendant lamb, we're gonna fly her up back to the exact spot where they caught her so she can quickly get back with that lamb and it can get back to nursing.
So this was another amazing conservation project funded by the Cabela Family Foundation. Bighorn sheep is an iconic North American animal, and to see our dollar supporting this animal in this space was absolutely amazing. So the original population of sheep that were reintroduced into this area, the California bighorn, came from British Columbia. And after seeing, conservation work and doing this project, I've decided that I'm going to travel to British Columbia and see what that looks like, where they came from, and I'm going to hunt a sheep of my own. Sheep command some of the highest trophy fees of any animal, enabling hundreds of thousands of dollars to flow into sheep conservation. Bighorn sheep hunting opportunities are very limited. The demand for tags is far greater than the number of bighorn sheep available to hunt, as they are managed in a very conservative manner. There are less than 1,000 tags issued each year in the United States. Many Western states hold raffles for ram tags. These tags can sometimes sell for $400,000 or more. This money flows directly back into wild sheep conservation. There are also state lotteries that are less expensive, but it can take up to 25 years to actually acquire a tag. After flying into Vancouver, we took a long drive to the Fraser River area. As we approached this region, it became quite obvious that this was a very wild space, and we were in an incredible forested area that was rugged and looked to be quite challenging. There are few experiences that can compare to hunting wild sheep in North America and in their rugged terrain. Although the hunt can be mentally and physically challenging in a sometimes dangerous habitat, sheep hunting can be quite intoxicating. It is kind of a battle of will. Just as any sheep hunt, the day will start with a lot of glassing and trying to locate sheep. It's very dry and unseasonably warm, and we have to get on perches to try to locate sheep, and you're specifically looking for mature rams So you spend a good bit of time looking for specific type sheep.
Made a pretty good trek up here. Still recovering from it, actually. And by the time we got up here, the rams were up. So I had to kind of get into position quick, try to slow the heart rate down. Took, about a 450-yard shot, I suppose. And we've hit the ram. He looks like he's hit hard, but we'll know when we find him. Thank you. Thank you for working so hard.
There's something very unique about sheep hunting. It's a difficult process, and a lot of time is put into it, a lot of energy, a lot of physical energy. It carries a deeper meaning when you harvest a mature ram. It's just something that you feel as you walk up and you see that ram laying there, all the effort, all the teamwork, the things that go into it to harvest such an incredible North America icon. It's almost impossible to describe. The successful pursuit of an animal that lives in such an extreme environment is an incredible experience, and knowing that the funds paid to do so positively impact this entire system adds a whole new dimension to this. Sharing food is a primal thing, and man has valued this act since time began. Nothing beats the fresh taste of sheep while still on the mountain. It is an honest celebration of teamwork, enjoyed through the wild and pure meat that was earned together. Sheep are under many threats and run the risk, like many species, of going extinct. Yet it's hunting that feeds by far the most dollars into sheep conservation. To have healthy sheep, you need a large ecosystem. If that system is protected for the benefit of the sheep, there are many, many other species that benefit also.
So this has been an incredible journey and an unbelievable bighorn sheep experience. We've gone from studying these sheep and testing them for disease, doing great conservation work, and also at the same time we've experienced the very wildness of sheep. We participated in a hunt, and that really brings the whole thing full circle for me, to see conservation in action, but also where those hunting dollars come from. I've participated on both sides of the aisle on this deal, and it's great to see how all this comes together. You might feel like the hunting is separate from the conservation, but really it's not. It's one of the same thing. These projects are funded through hunting and hunting dollars, and also the organizations that support hunting. So I feel like to participate in both of these activities, I have really gained a lot of insight into what a wild sheep is and what they're all about.